Tails, I'll be with you in a minute. I got something to do. I know. Calm down. Just fix your stupid biplane. Who flies a biplane nowadays? I don't know.
Oh, God.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 184. Larry here.
And unfortunately, Anthony here.
Oh, we're going to have some fun. Definitely.
Are we? Is James Marsden with you, too?
No. No, we're in the. I'm here in the actual Green Hill Zone.
No.
I needed to get out of the quarantine. I needed to get out. Everything's going good here because there's only like 3 actual living beings, and everyone else is a robot with a animal stuck in it. So they've been quarantining for a long time.
Okay, well that's fair.
Yeah. So it took me a while to get here, though. I had to get through a casino and through an oil rig and through some other weird stuff, but I finally got here.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad you're there.
Thank you. And the Wi-Fi is fantastic here. So
that's awesome. I kind of feel bad for the animals living there right now, but what can you do?
Why? They're all in robot form. They're all like got exoskeletons.
Yeah, I know, but now you're there.
I am.
Or are you replacing Eggman?
Almost. If I keep going with my habits, yes, I will be very shortly. So, but I figure I'll take some time away and do the podcast because we got some good news coming up this week.
We do. There was a lot of stuff that came out this week. I think we have a ton of stuff that we're going to go over in terms of news, and I think that's really the focus for our episode today because there's been quite a few things. Before we get into a lot of the retro news, I think I thought it would be a good idea for us to touch on. I don't know if you saw the tech demo for the Unreal Engine for PlayStation 5.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to watch that. Not the whole thing, at least. I saw little bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
I had this weird red Akuna thing chasing me for a little while, so I had no time to really catch up on it.
Oh God, the jokes are going to be bad.
We're on YouTube. We got to do something.
Yeah, well, I suggest something else. But anyway, the Unreal Engine put out a tech demo for the PlayStation 5, and I watched it. I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And they were explaining basically, the advances in technology, and just from the onset, like the opening frame of the character running in the cave. Absolutely, our gaming future is insane. Just based off it. No, seriously, based off of this video, it's like they were explaining how there were literally billions of triangles used.
Oh, I believe that.
Just to create the landscape of the cave, and how they have a way of compressing it down so that they can use that many on screen at the same time, that there's no lag or any issues with the character. And then the other explanations of how they use I think the program is called Lumen, basically how the light reacts.
That's what I'm watching now, actually.
Yeah, how the light reacts when it moves around.
Yep.
And how the environment reacts to the light, and you can see how it reflects off the surfaces and how things.
Yeah, you kind of get like beams almost.
Yeah, exactly. And you see if it shines on a specific surface, the reflection is accurate, basically. So if it's a metal surface, it changes from the rock surface. It's really, really detailed. And then on top of that, then they started talking about the character and how. They are able to program predictive behavior. So it's really interesting because there's a part where the character is walking through a door, like an open door, partially open door, and the predictive programming of the character allows her to grab the door on the right side as she's going through on a road.
I gotcha.
Yeah, the program basically tells her, it's like you're coming up on a door, so you're gonna, so naturally your hand would grab it and you go through it. Just really, really interesting stuff. If you haven't seen the tech demo for Unreal Engine, I highly recommend just go to YouTube and check it out. We posted it on our Facebook page. If you find the post on our Facebook page, it's absolutely like I sat there just staring at it. and I'm like, the guy isn't talking in my head, but I'm just like, oh my god! And all I kept thinking of watching this tech demo was Tomb Raider.
It looks like Tomb Raider.
It looks
Yeah,
like a Tomb Raider video. I don't think it is.
no.
It's not. It's a different game. But like, I'm just imagining a Tomb Raider game with these graphics. Let alone like your Resident Evils and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But,
forget about it. Yeah. Oh, look at
yeah,
that.
but
Pretty
it
cool. Okay.
is absolutely stunning, and you should definitely check that
Cool.
out. Really looking
Beautiful.
forward to the PS5 this holiday season.
Yes, and you know, honestly, with the PS5, the Xbox Series X, it's going to force, I think, well, not literally force, but it's going to make a lot of people upgrade to 4K because if you're going to get those systems, you got to be prepared for it.
Yeah, I think so. But I think a lot of people are kind of on their way.
Oh, they are. They're cheap. These
they're
4K
well on their way.
televisions are dirt cheap now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think when I bought my 4K TV, was it last year? I bought my 4K TV last year. I think it was only $500.
Yeah, no,
That was last year.
Yeah, I bought mine 2 years, even 2 years ago. Oh god, it's almost 3 years now. Jeez. And no, 2.5, and it was like $1,000 then, which wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no. So definitely the prices are coming down. So,
But that looks cool.
Yeah, but it looks amazing. I'm curious to see what Xbox is gonna show off.
They
soon.
showed some stuff. They showed some stuff actually first because that was Unreal doing it.
Right.
And you can go to our Facebook page, as Anthony mentioned, facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast. You can find that link. But let me ask you this, just off the top of my head. So, okay, and it looks gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But, then we said that when the PS4 came out. We said that when the PS3 came out. You know what I mean? It's like, is it like, do you just expect it at this point that, at some point, I feel like the graphics have got to get to a spot where it's gonna be this. It's gonna be tangible. It's gonna, it's gonna be, where you just can't get any more realer.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends because I don't think you can ever. I don't know if you'll ever get to a place where you can program graphics to, replicate the real world. I don't know,
Okay.
Unless we're actually living in one. Which is a theory, which is a theory of some people, and I think it's kind of a fun theory. But I don't think we'll ever get to a place where we're literally looking at a real world like the way that we see the real world. I think that with every system we're getting progressively closer, but I don't think it'll ever be exact. But that's just me. I mean, who knows? I could be completely wrong, and one day we will be, or one day we'll be in the Oh, it
Matrix?
just fell out of my head. No, not the. Well, I wasn't going to say the Matrix. I was going to say the from Ready Player One.
The Oasis.
The Oasis. Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll just be in the Oasis anyway. We'll have avatars, and that's it. I mean, that's what I do when I play VR. So,
yeah. Absolutely believe that. But yeah, no, that looks gorgeous, and yeah, we'll see what happens this holiday. Luckily, it looks like there was some concern that these systems might not be shipping for holiday, but it's starting to look like that they will, because we're starting to get news like the Poly Mega looks like it's starting to ship. All the betas went out, and
Sony. Before you get that, Sony made an announcement that they are prepared for holiday season because there was another rumor that came out that they were shipping in October.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. That's early.
Yeah, no, at one point they said, oh, there's something that we found online, and now they're saying it's delivering in October, and Sony came out and said, no.
Yeah.
Holiday. It'll be here for the holiday.
If anything, they'd delay it. They wouldn't send out early because then you would think they'd be rushing things. But
exactly.
And speaking of which, we'll mention it now since we're talking shipping stuff. And I figured this was going to happen, which is kind of the reasons why I held on to it. My buddy canceled his pre-order, and then when I told him about this like a week later, he was upset to say the least. The North American TurboGrafx 16 will be shipping domestically this week, the week that the podcast drops. I think mine ships on the 22nd, and I think I'm getting it on the 26th of May.
Mine also ships on the 22nd.
All right, cool. Well, you got in early, right? You got it on the pre-order, did you?
Yeah, I got in the pre-order right away, actually.
Okay,
at the beginning.
Me too. So, there was, the concern because it had the January 2021 date.
Yep.
And, showing New Year's Eve 2020. I'm like, this thing's I'm sure they'll change it again. And again, they did, which is pretty cool. So, even though, are you still getting your PC Engine Mini?
No, I did not order it.
Okay. I mean, it's cool. There's there's like 6 or 7, maybe even 15.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong on that. Different games, but it's cool. But yeah, to get that, the North American version is going to be pretty sweet.
I think to your point, I may wind up with I may get the Japanese Sony PlayStation Classic first.
Okay.
For Devil Dice.
Yeah, there you go. It should be, well, it may not be dirt cheap anymore, but for the import version.
It should be $5.
The import version gets a little expensive. So.
Yes, I'm sure it does.
All right, cool.
But is the quality on the Japanese one better? Because how people were arguing like
on the PlayStation.
Have you played?
Same thing. The quality is the same as it was in 1996.
Well, no. What I mean is, how on the North American version, people are like, "Oh, we got PAL games on there, and the frame rate's different." Is the Japanese version the same issues? Or?
You can't quote me on it. I'm going to assume it would for those same type of games because the exclusives are Japanese, and those are NTSC, so those should be fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and the PAL, I don't know. I never really noticed. All right, it may run a little quicker, or a little slower. I forgot which way it goes. Anyway,
slower.
I think it probably does go slower.
It's slower, yeah.
But still, it is what it is.
Okay.
Still worth it, at least for a collector's. At that point, for a collector.
Fair.
And then just real. You know what? I guess we'll talk about all. We'll get some of this out of the way first. The Switch. So. Mm-hmm. There were some games came out on the Switch. Obviously, I'm a huge shoot 'em up fan, as everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a series of games, 3 games that was coming out that I had in my wish list. Just makes it easy to sort through everything and find what I'm looking for. It was called Statius Next, Armed 7DX. Where'd the other one go? And something else, which I'll tell you in a minute as soon as I find it. So 3 shoot 'em ups, I think basically from kind of Wolf Flame. That was the other one, Wolf Flame. A couple of these, I believe, were available on the Dreamcast, if I read it correctly. And each one was $7. Not a lot of money. So well worth it. So what, 7, 14, 21 plus tax, let's say $25 for all 3 of them.
Okay.
And usually what I do is I'll wait. Like games like that, I'll usually wait a little bit because they usually tend to go on sale pretty quickly. Yes, on the Switch. But I'm like, you know what? $7 each. I just got paid. Let me pull the trigger. So I do that, purchase them all. Awesome. At the exact same time these 3 dropped, there was also from the same company, which they never advertised beforehand, you can get the collection of all 3 for $14.99.
Of course.
So after I bought each one individually,
Yep.
I'm like, oh, what is this shoot 'em up collection? This is pretty interesting. Same company. These graphics look the same.
Larry, I feel like I don't know what it is. Maybe it could be a topic for another show, or we could discuss it now. But
forget about it.
You always seem to wind up paying top dollar for everything.
I do.
Right before a sale happens, or you just don't realize the sale.
No, this was never. It wasn't in. Yeah, it was never in like the coming soon. It was never, next to the other games in the list. It just popped up that day. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, son of a. And you're right, because the most infamous, not even the PlayStation Classic isn't even the most infamous one.
No.
When I bought the PS3, I bought it like second week it came out. And remember, folks, the PS3 was expensive.
Yep.
It was like, what, $700 maybe?
I think it was like 6 or 7, yeah.
I want to say 7. One of the reasons was the Blu-ray player, really. Mm-hmm. Blu-ray was brand new, top state-of-the-art things.
Well, it was also the backwards compatibility. That was a big part of the price.
Well, yeah, but the Blu-ray was a big selling point as well, and Blu-ray players were uber expensive back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, you know what? I saved up some money. Second week it was released or whatever. I'm like, let me get it. Mostly because I wanted a Blu-ray player. So I just went out and I bought it. I figured, why not? Literally, like 4 days later, Sony was like, yeah, you know what? We may have overpriced this thing, so we're going to drop it down to like $400. I was like, what? I couldn't go back, couldn't price change, couldn't match or whatever. It's already out of the box, and the guy working that particular GameStop was a jerk to begin with. So I'm like, really? So that's the most infamous one that I can immediately remember.
Yeah, see, Sony didn't get me on that because to this day I still don't own a PS3.
There you go. At least Nintendo, when I bought the 3DS, they're like, all right, we overpriced this. Here's like 10 free games. I'm like, all right, I can deal with that.
Oh, yeah, I remember when they did that. That was pretty cool.
So, but so if you're going to get that collection from Astroport, who's a great company, look for the Shoot 'em Up collection, $15. Oh, and as far as I know, they're not watered down versions of the individual games. That's what I was hoping for. You know, like, all right, maybe because I bought them each individually, like I get like a bonus thing, but no, it's the exact same games. So,
okay.
So, yeah, check that out.
That's cool.
All right.
I don't know if I did any purchases this week. I'm trying to remember because every week Sony has a sale. Oh, no.
There's a new sale, I think, going on now.
Yeah, there's a new sale that started, something extended something sale. A lot of popular games are 50% off, so it's worth taking a look at.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I started going through the list, and then I realized I think most of the games that are on sale I already have. So, and I bought them at previous sales. Sony's really they're really pushing like sales right now. I feel like every week there's a new one.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's good, but
every week there's a new one. So right now there are two sales going on. One of them ends on Wednesday, I believe, the Hidden Gem sale. And
so
then the day after this episode drops. And then the other sale ends on the 26th, the new one that's up there. So yeah, I always keep an eye out for those because there's always stuff there.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Oh, you know what I saw on there that I actually thought about getting because I have it on 360.
Oh.
But
a repurchase. I like
a repurchase for the PS4, but it's the because I really enjoyed it. It was probably my favorite Lego game, the Lego Harry Potter collection.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's $6 for the whole thing.
Yeah, those go dirt cheap. Yeah, if you were like the Marvel ones.
Yep. And actually, right now, I don't know if it'll still be available on Tuesday when this episode drops, but the Lego, is it Ninjago or Ninjago?
Lego Ninjago.
Lego Ninjago game on PS4 is currently free.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So I added it to my download library, so I have it.
For the PS Plus?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Great movie, by the way.
I didn't see it. I still got to see
it. You know, it like they were like straight to video ones, but then they did a big budget one like the Lego movie, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
So check that out.
So I didn't see the movie, but the game is free, so I added it to my library because I enjoy the Lego games. Granted, I liked it better when the Lego characters didn't talk. Because it was a lot of fun to see how creative they got to kind of mime what they were doing.
Exactly. They just made it kind of just more fun. I don't know, something about it. You're right. Yeah. It's like watching a show and still having like the bleeps in it, like for censors. It's just something funnier about that, in my opinion.
Well, it was different. It was like they had to be clever with it, which I enjoyed. And then they added voice. And not don't get me wrong, the ones with where they talk are fine, and they're enjoyable. I just enjoyed the previous ones better.
I don't blame you. I also picked up one more game. Hey, can you do that later, please? Thank you. All right. So, oh wait, he's coming back. Here he comes. All right. Thank you, son. All right.
I'm gonna recommend we go back to recording on Skype.
We got to meet up later. All right, cool. So that's what you get when you're here in Green Hill Zone. I picked up for free, and I downloaded it at first just on a whim. It's free, so it's for me. It's on the Switch. It's the Elder Scrolls Blades. I don't know if you saw this. The Elder Scrolls Blades.
No.
And what's cool about it is it's free, but it's also you can kind of pick up and play wherever. Now, I'm not saying start on the Switch and then you go to the Xboxes. I don't know if it's available on the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Okay.
It's kind of one of these mobile games that like is brought to the Switch, but you can link your account so you can play on Nintendo, and then when you're on the road, I'm just saying, oh wow, that don't work. And then you can play on the phone, and you can pick up where you left off. It's a very simple, straightforward game. It's a first person, so you're out, but it's a first person. It kind of can become a dungeon crawler a little bit. Really, the only action is you hit the L button to swing left, the R button to swing right. You throw your shield up. Very simplistic, and you have to rebuild the town that was destroyed. So you collect, material, then it's like one of those games where like you rebuild a house, but it takes 20 minutes for it to finish.
Right.
Something like that. So I just I tried it. I think I'm like 3 hours in already. I got so hooked into it.
Nice.
It's so just straightforward and fun. So check out the Elder Scrolls series is fantastic. And this is a fun one to play for free.
All right, very cool. What I was trying to say earlier, and I kind of got sidetracked, was about I believe I bought one game this week.
Okay.
And it's a game. It's funny because it's also something it's a repurchase because I already owned it on, I want to say 360.
Didn't you just mention this?
No, it's something else.
Oh, okay.
No, I was talking about Lego Harry Potter being on sale. I didn't buy it. I said I was thinking of buying it.
Oh, okay.
What I did buy was something I have on the 360 that I bought for the PS4 specifically to play it online with friends.
Gotcha.
And I also want, it's also something I want to recommend you pick up so that we can play online and stream it. Is the Sega Genesis Classics Collection on the PS4.
Which I have for the Nintendo Switch.
Right. So I picked it up for PS4 because my friend Rich in Brooklyn, he was complaining to me. He's like, I'm trying to beat Streets of Rage 3. I've never beaten it before. It's impossible as single player mode. So I told him, I said, hey, I was like, and he was playing like the old, the original one. So I told him, I said, hey, if you pick up the PS4, right, like the Genesis one,
the cart,
the cart. And I told him, I said, hey, I go, it's on the PS4 Classics Collection or Genesis Classics Collection. I said, if you pick it up and I pick it up, I go, we can just play through it online together. So he's doing that. We're going to play it online together. And then I can add it to my list of 2020 video games that
absolutely,
for our challenge, which we haven't talked about in a while. We haven't talked about the challenge in a while because we've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, it hasn't. Because I haven't done it. Haven't beaten anything. I've gotten so many minis in. I haven't had a chance to really sit down.
You beat something. No, you beat something a couple weeks ago. Remember, you recorded the end to it.
Oh, and I think it's already on the list.
Is that already on the list?
The hell was that? That was you have the list?
I don't know. You did it.
You have the list in front of you?
No, I don't have the list in front of me, but
I don't remember anymore.
No, I mean, but the idea was you would beat
tied.
We were tied, but you had beaten something else to get ahead again. I just don't remember what it was.
All right. Well, the unfun gamer will probably tell us.
Yeah, exactly.
He's always correcting us.
So many things wrong. But, and to be honest, it's not that I haven't been focusing on trying to add games to the list. I've been playing Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages.
Yes.
And I've been saving it to stream every Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday mornings, if you guys have nothing to do, check out our page. Usually around 7 or 8 a.m. Pacific time, I am on there playing Oracle of Ages, and you can watch me struggle through it because I gotta say, I have never felt so dumb playing a game as I have been playing Oracle of Ages because the most simple things that you need to do, I completely space, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna leave, and I'm like, wait. And then I come back to the game and I'm like, how did I not think of this when I was wandering around for 45 minutes, not able to do anything?
It's weird because you're right. As a Game Boy game, you do have to kind of scale it back a little bit. It's not going to be as detailed as, Link to the Past or anything like that, or at least not until you get to the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
If you get to Minish Cap, then you got some detail to do. But this one...
Well, it's funny because I started commenting on it while I was playing the game, and it was an interesting point. And it was actually a point that you made to me that I keep forgetting because we talked about this at one point. But I'm playing the game. Oracle of Ages was on the Game Boy Color. And because the Game Boy Color was the first handheld to really take advantage of color, they did a lot of colored-based puzzles in the game. But while I'm playing this, I keep forgetting that, and I keep walking by things, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. And then at some point it dawns on me, it's like, oh right, Game Boy Color, color-related puzzles. Go back and figure out the color puzzles. So then when I go back and do that, I'm like, oh okay, that's the answer. The answer is I have, you can't. To your point, you got to scale your brain back to when this first came out, color was a big thing for handheld, so they introduced a lot of color-based stuff into the game.
Yeah, and trust me, I get your logic of thinking. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And also, what are you playing once a week?
Yeah.
Also with that, because it was handheld, a lot of people usually played it on the go or on their commute, so they were playing it daily.
Yeah.
I find with an RPG, if I'm not playing it daily, yeah, I can lose track very easily.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it depends on the game. Like, you know, like with Oracle of Ages, I'm not that, like, once a week to me is fine. If it was like once a month or something, I would completely lose myself.
Oh, forget that. Yeah.
Right, but once a week is fine. And to be honest, I think I'm halfway through. I just beat Dungeon 4.
Okay.
So, and generally in Zelda games there are 8 dungeons, so I'm assuming there are 8.
It should be.
Yeah. So I'm about halfway through. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like a dum-dum that it's taking me this long to get through it.
Hello, dum-dum.
That would be me. But and I'm only saying the term dum-dum because I just heard it 5 times on an episode of Voltron that I was watching earlier.
Ooh, new ones or old ones?
The newer season.
I still never watched those.
Yeah, you know, I watched the first 5 seasons and then stopped, and then there were 3 more seasons before they ended the show.
I wish I was in my apartment and then I can pull the Voltron pop vinyl, but I'm not.
No, you're not. So too bad. So I was watching an episode and they kept saying the name Dum Dum. So I'm like, oh, that's me when I play Oracle of Ages.
Side note, Super Paper Mario is what I beat. That was the last game I beat.
That was it. Yeah, Super Paper Mario. So I have to add that to the list. So you're one up on me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you're one up on me. It's 6-5 right now. Considering, and to be honest, considering we're in quarantine, we should be beating a lot more games. So
you're right, but my ADD kicks in, and I'm just flipping through. So
yeah, and it's not necessarily my ADD that kicks in. My issue is I am playing games that have longer, that just take longer. Oracle of Ages is taking me a while, and then I'm really, really focused on the Final Fantasy VII remake on PS4 because I am loving every second of it.
Awesome.
Loving every second. I think I'm about 10 or 11 hours in.
Oh, nice.
So, and I think I got another 30 to go.
Well, I'll say this. You know, when we last spoke with the minis episode, I finally hooked up the PC Engine mini. That PC Engine, and I assume the TurboGrafx will replace it, is now my favorite mini console of all of them.
Oh, very cool.
It is gorgeous. The lineup is fantastic. I forgot how awesome the games are. And I do think I'm probably going to try and hit up that mini to beat something on there. Maybe one of the bonks or something like that. Right, so I'm looking forward to that. And then we just real quick, as something literally just came up, if you don't mind, and one thing, we're just going to take a quick break here. When we come back, I want to talk about the Nintendo Switch Online. We're getting 4 new games coming in, and the major remake of a game that I think we've been waiting for a long time. That I think is going to hit big, even for those casual gamers. We may see them pick up something that's come down the pike. So if you don't mind, we'll be right back.
All right, Larry, it is time for this week's retro birthday. We haven't had a retro birthday in a while, so it's nice to bring it back a little bit.
Not since mine. Okay.
Yeah, was that the last retro birthday?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably why we haven't had one in a while, because you broke it.
I did. I broke everything.
You broke the retro birthdays. But anyway, this week's retro birthday. And you know what? It's an interesting one to bring up because this specific game, which is celebrating its 21st birthday, came out in 1999.
Wow.
Is about to be, I believe it got delayed, but it's about to be released on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm not sure if it's other platforms. You'll correct me if I'm wrong. But a very happy 21st birthday to Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
Ooh, yeah, I believe it is coming out on PS4. I think it's coming out on everything, to be honest.
Coming out on everything.
I think
yeah, so 21 years ago, in 1999, I picked up that game on the N64.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, actually, our Star Wars episode. Great game. When the new ones come out, definitely pick it out. And if you have the old one on the N64, remember, you have the 2 controllers. Yep. You can control each burner separately.
Yeah, and I guess it would make sense that it released in May because I'm assuming that's when the movie came out. You know, it would have been a blockbuster summer movie. So I didn't do the research on it, but again, you know, 21 years of, and it's very hard to have a video game that actually surpasses the popularity of the actual film. Because let's face it, that was a bad movie.
Ouch.
Yep. Happy 21st birthday to Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, and that is this week's retro birthday.
All right, so we are back from that little break there.
Yep.
We got two more things to talk about. I think two big things. One normal and then one big.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, one's bigger than the other.
I think so. Though nowadays with this, we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch Online, the NES and the SNES. When there's news of new games dropping, that is big. It used to be once a month.
It used to be, but I also think that I don't know if it's necessarily big news anymore because it's kind of become part of the norm. So,
well, no, news meaning, they're dropping it because it's not once a month anymore. So,
right.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So we're getting 4 games in total, which now pushes the total combined games to over 80, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good lineup. That's a good.
Hey, for $20 a year, you get 80 games.
Exactly. And if you know how to do it, you can set it up for the Japanese versions and get a couple extra more. So.
Yep.
Okay, so for the NES, only one game's coming out on the NES. A game I remember playing a lot and not even realizing it was based on an arcade game, Rygar.
Yes, right. Yeah, Rygar was an arcade game first.
Which I didn't realize back then because the NES version does play different enough from the arcade.
Yes.
But I remember playing Rygar. I rented that. I never owned it. I rented it a ton.
Okay, fair enough.
Play. So looking forward to that. And I do have the arcade version as well.
Cool.
So that's going to be cool. And then the 3 Super Nintendo games, one of which is actually an import, being released in the U.S. for the first time. That one is Panel de Pont. I guess it's French.
Bless you.
Panel de Pont. Basically, it's the exact same thing as Tetris 2, the exact same thing as Pokemon Puzzle League.
Okay.
This is the original version, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's where the idea was stolen. Okay.
It is the Doki Doki Panic of Pokemon Puzzle League.
Got it. You know what, and that's fine.
Game's fantastic.
I really like Pokemon Puzzle League. So
yeah, the gameplay is. I love that gameplay. So that one is coming out. Then we have a game that I never got a chance to play, but I remember always seeing pictures of it. Wild Guns. So Guns.
Yes, I know the game, but I never played it.
Yeah, so it plays. How can I explain? It's a little hard to explain. It almost plays like the Terminator arcade game or like the Punisher on NES, where you have your character on the foreground, but you're facing out, like you're facing to the background, and that's where all the enemies are. And you have a cursor. I don't think it was a light gun game to begin with, but don't quote me on that. But then you have your cursor and just go around shooting things up. But that's how it is. It's kind of foreground to background, which is pretty cool. It looks gorgeous. Wild Guns looks gorgeous on Super Nintendo. And then there's a game. Now, these I love when they release one that I just never even heard of. Operation Logic Beach.
No.
Yes. The best way I can describe it, it plays like the top-down levels of Contra 3.
Okay.
Maybe a little, not as much top down, but that's how it looks like it play, and it plays like Contra. At least that's what it looks like.
Okay.
You have your different weapons, one of which is a spread gun. So
shocking.
Yeah, honestly. So if it plays like Contra, I'm in. So yeah, Operation Logic Beach, Wild Guns, Panel de Pont are coming out for the Super Nintendo. Rygar is coming out for the NES. Those will be available, I want to say, May 20th.
All right.
So,
hey, look, you know what? There's nothing to scoff at when the games are free. So
that is true.
So good on Nintendo for adding more to the library.
And then finally, what we're going to wrap the show up with is an announcement that I think a lot of us kind of knew eventually was going to happen. There were tons of rumors about it happening.
Oh, yeah. It was inevitable.
But we finally got a trailer for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yes, and not only that, I think the surprise of it was that they're putting them together.
Yes.
You know, it's just one package, and it's completely going to be completely remastered.
Yes,
on current gen graphics.
Remastered or remade?
No, remaster.
Okay.
So my understanding is it's all of the original skate parks, the boards that you used to go on. The addition to it, because again, I mean, it's hard to call it a remake. You know what I mean? Because really, all you did in the game was skate, right?
Yeah.
And you had different challenges.
Yep.
And I remember, I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 specifically. I mean, I played 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast. Loved them both. And they played so smoothly. But you had different things. There were different challenges to do on every level. Like you had to collect the letters for the word skate. You
Yep.
had to collect 5 videotapes. You had to hit certain scores, and all of that is going to be in there again. They're bringing all of that back, but they said they're adding new challenges to the levels as well.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah, and you're right. That's why I kind of felt like maybe it was a remake. But I see what you talk about with Remastered. Yeah, Tony Hawk 1 I played, but kind of like you, Tony Hawk 2 is the one I fell in love with.
Yep.
And I played that one. I played Tony Hawk 2 on the N64. You did it on Dreamcast, right?
Yeah, I played it on Dreamcast because the graphics were better on Dreamcast, and yeah, so I just picked them up for that. And I still have both 1 and 2 for Dreamcast. Absolutely loved it. I want to say though, I never picked up 3.
No, I think I stopped basically. I think at 2.
Yeah, so did I.
Have gotten 3.
And there was also like a 2X that came out, if I'm not mistaken. And
was
it
included?
Really?
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, and I think it included an extra level.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X came out on the original Xbox. So re-release featuring the 19 levels from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Pro Skater 2, as well as 5 exclusive levels.
There you go. Yeah, and then they also had.
I'm sorry, no, it was a launch title for the original Xbox. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then there were also like you get maybe. To be honest with you, I might have it. I never know what I have. But they also had for the remake or remaster. They're bringing back all of the skaters. I'm curious to see if they're bringing back the hidden skaters because Spider-Man was in one.
That's right. I'm going to say no, but that is correct.
I'm gonna assume no. There was also a create a skater option, so you're able to create skaters.
Yes.
Which was kind of fun. And then probably the most important thing for me with this game, aside from the amazing gameplay, because I loved, like I said, I love the game. The music in this game.
Oh, forget about it.
Bar none, one of the best soundtracks ever in a game, up to and including today. Like when I think of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the first thing that starts blaring in my head is Superman by Goldfinger. So much so that like that song is still on my iPod Shuffle. It's part of my it's part of my running music when I go running. I always have Superman and I've had Superman Goldfinger on whatever kind of like any type of iPod or whatever that I've had like for 15, 20 years, whatever.
For a while.
Yeah, for a long time. So, and I'll never remove it because it's just a great song. Kind of introduced me to ska music. Not saying that I listened to ska like, crazy, but it was just an interesting genre that I had never heard before until I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So it kind of got me looking into that a bit. So, and I gotta say, like Superman Goldfinger, and then Guerrilla Radio, which Rage Against the Machine song. That was the other one that I remembered the most, of the two, or of the whole soundtrack. And for the remake or remaster, I keep confusing those. For the remaster, they're bringing back most of the soundtrack from Tony Hawk 1 and 2. Now, which is cool. Which is really cool. Some songs did not make it in. I think of all the songs that aren't making it in, I'm kind of bummed about Psycho Vision from Suicidal Tendencies because that was a really good song.
I don't think I remember these songs by title.
Oh, okay.
Because you're naming some of them.
I'm looking at the list of songs right now. It's just the ones that I remember in my head the most. That's one that's not going to be in it that I'm bummed about. But then, like, you probably won't know. All these songs. Like I remember, Jerry Was a Race Car Driver by Primus. I remember that one in the game. That was awesome.
No, keep going. I just remind me. I found the list of the fictitious guests that were in the series.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish with the music.
What do you got to
do? That. You know this song, "When Worlds Collide" by Power Man 5000. You should know that one.
Yes, Worlds Collide.
So that one's going to be in the game. Okay. I'm trying to see what else there. Oh, Evil Eye by Fu Manchu. 5 Lessons Learned by Swinging Utters. Eurobarge by the Vandals. Blood Brothers by Papa Roach. I mean, it's just a killer soundtrack. And I'm curious to see if they're including new songs in it or if we're just getting the originals?
Um,
We'll find out.
yeah, right. Definitely. There were about 17 games in the Tony Hawk series. It's
Wow.
crazy. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 through 5,
Yeah.
Underground 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
American Wasteland, Downhill Jam, Project 8, Proving Ground. And then there was some other ones, Motion Ride,
I
Shred.
remember Ride was the one that came with the skateboard.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Shred Session. Funny, I didn't realize the major difference between time. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 came out in 02. Pro Skater 5 came out in 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, big difference there.
I
I
did not
remember
know that.
what was that?
I
Yeah.
I
I remember down in 2012 on Xbox Live and PlayStation, PS3 and Xbox 360 respectively,
Mhm.
you were able to download Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. That one, it was just a high definition remake featuring various levels from 1, 2, and 3. So I got some gameplay out of that for a while,
Yeah.
which was cool. But it was the undertaking for that is nowhere near like what they're doing with 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when the news came out about this, like I got so excited, it really made me want to pull out my Dreamcast to start playing the old Tony Hawks just to get ready for it.
There is, when you go to the Wikipedia page, I mean, just the amount of pro skaters that have appeared in the series.
I think it's like every pro skater ever.
Almost. Actually, let me take a look here. There are going to be a couple.
And Spider-Man.
Oh no. Well, that's what I want to get to. So here's it's a good list. Here are the fictitious guests from other properties, which I'm pretty sure we will never see in 1 and 2. Mostly because a lot of them ended up appearing in 3 and beyond. You're right, though. Spider-Man was in Pro Skater 2.
Yep.
Then Pro Skater 3 had Darth Maul.
Oh, wow.
Wolverine. On the PC version, Doom Guy. Well, I have no idea who that is, and now I'm curious.
The guy from Doom?
Probably. Oh, yeah, you're right. I thought it was just something else. Yeah. Okay. That was very literal. Pro Skater 4 saw Jango Fett from Star Wars again. Eddie the Head. I'm pretty sure that is a cartoon. Nope, that is it's from Iron Maiden. Okay.
There you go.
Underground saw Iron Man, and I didn't realize this, and a character from that terrible 80s horror movie, Chud.
Oh, God, yes.
Remember that movie? Such a terrible movie. Underground 2 saw Shrek, Nick Kang, who is from a different video game, looks like, and a Call of Duty soldier, which is pretty interesting. Project 8 saw Grim Reaper. Proving Ground saw Judy Nails from Guitar Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Skater 5 saw King Graham from King's Quest, and saw the Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Or a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool.
I mean, they should all be in there. All you really have to do is change the bandana color.
This is true. So Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, which is dropping September 4th.
Cannot wait.
It will be available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. This thing is taking advantage of a 4K television.
Yep.
So definitely want to check that out. As of right now, you can pre-order the physical copies for Xbox and PlayStation. Right now, you can you can pre-order the digital copy.
Okay.
Actually, I stand slightly corrected. As of right now, digital is only available for pre-order on Xbox. Physical is only available on PlayStation.
Okay.
But just to throw it out there, the digital deluxe edition on the Xbox, hopefully this will carry over to the PlayStation. Obviously, you get the game. You get access to the warehouse demo, which I think you'll get with any pre-order.
Sweet.
Specifically, this may change for other systems, but right now for the Xbox One, you will get the Ripper Skater from Powell Peralta.
Nice.
Such a stupid name. Unique retro outfits for Tony Hawk, Steve Caballero, and Rodney Mullen. So you can kind of, I guess, get those throwback outfits from the original games.
Nice.
And unique retro content for the Create a Skater mode.
Ooh.
So that should be interesting, too.
Cool.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those situations where like you can like dial back the graphics to original graphics. Sometimes they'll throw that in there.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
That can definitely be fun. I like that kind of retro mode.
So September 4th, be on the lookout for it to drop. And yeah, that is going to be a big time play.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When you played the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, did you only play as Tony Hawk?
I want to say no, because I feel like you did have to play sometimes as other players to unlock maybe some stuff. Almost like, was there career modes?
Yeah, there was some type of career mode. And to be honest, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
I have to go back and play it.
I may have stuck with Tony Hawk, but also each character had different, like their balances were different.
Yes.
So I probably played around, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I played everybody. I probably mostly played as Tony Hawk.
Do you remember there was one female skater in the
I do, but I don't remember her name off the top of my head.
Alyssa Steamer.
Ah. I'm sure I have played as her, but I do not remember. Yep. I remember the character, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. And of course, playing as Spider-Man was really cool. That I remember.
Spider-Man.
Of course, now Spider-Man's so popular, I don't think we'll ever see that.
What was her name again?
Alyssa Steamer.
Alyssa Steamer.
Elissa, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just trying to find it on the list here.
I would assume she's going to be in the game.
There she is.
Remaster. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she won't be. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Ah, there she is. Yes, I do remember her now. Okay.
Ta-da!
Cool. All righty. So, and with that, I think that's basically about it, right?
Is that it? Are we done?
I think so. We're finally done. I got some stuff to wrap up here in Green Hill Zone before we move on to Casino Zone tonight. They got a special 2-for-1 fish fillet deal, and they're.
I hope it's not a buffet.
I'll put that away easily. So Tails is starting to power up the old jet there. Ant, where can they find us on social media?
I think Tails is powering up the jet because he wants you to leave. You can find us on social media at facebook.com/retrogamerspodcast. You can go to our website, theretrogamers.com, Instagram at retrogamerspodcast, Twitter at retrogamerspod, and you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com. You can listen to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. We are literally everywhere. Or you can watch us on YouTube. And remember to like and subscribe us. We really appreciate growing our audience. And we're always very happy for people who do watch and listen to us consistently. And of course, if you can, leave us a cool review on wherever you listen or watch us.
And hit that share button. Literally takes about 3 seconds. So share the content. Let your friends and family know about us. And that's it. We'll be back next week. I forgot where I'm going next week. My itinerary got a little messed up. So I'll figure that out.
I'm really hoping that you're going to be home. Because the
last odds are I'm not going to be.
No, I think you should be, because I don't need you polluting any other video game, locations.
Who says it might be a video game? It might be real world.
Oh God, we're all in trouble here. Let's get out of here.
And with that, folks, we will catch you right here next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.